Hello, everybody. I know I forgot last Monday's video and it's just whizzed by, but I'm back again today for Let's Make It Monday, and it is Monday, the 10th of August, 2026, and I am Jeanette Clark, the independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here on the Sunshine Coast. So, hi again. I've got a couple of things to share with you today, little hints and I'm using one of my favourite stamp sets, of course, the Cutest Crew. I love this. So we're going to have some birdies today and have the best day. I shall show you the original card and show you the little tricks and tips that I'm using. Here it is. So here's the birds. Have the best day. Nothing inside the card. It's just a nice blank card to add to. So there's some colouring I'm going to share, some techniques to cut this one out. If you can see, it's a little shape that doesn't really match anything in our catalogue, so I'll show you how to get that one. And using some of our designer paper, and we're going to stamp on the designer paper. So we start with our card base, which is basic white, just your standard size here in Australia. Then I'm going to do a blue, balmy blue background. I have got Calypso Coral in this one, balmy blue in this one. Then we have a piece of designer series paper that comes from the medley, I think. Just let me see. It comes from the set Paper Medley. So there's, lots of different ones inside that, which I've used quite a few. And some of them are nice and plain so that you can stamp on them. So we're going to stamp on this one. So we've got the birds from our set, and we've got black memento, and we're going to stamp our birds. One in the middle. One on the other side. It's going to go off the page a bit, but that's okay. And it's going to go off the page a bit on this side. There's our birds. While I've got the ink open, I'm going to do the little bird footprints. They come in the stamp set. So down the bottom of the stamp set, we have footprints, we have birds, dogs, we have some butterflies, some other little things. So everything you need. So I'm going to make sure that the footprints go the right way. Yes. And we're going to just stamp those along the bottom of our page. So our birds have been walking along our page. So that's all we need in the background for now. I've also stamped the birds. I've done it beforehand again. And this set comes with the dies to match. So you can get the bundle, always cheaper to buy the bundle, 10% discount. And that's our bird shape to cut the birds out, which I've already done. But now I'm going to colour them. And we're going to use the watercolour pencils. So there's 2 packs in the catalogue online products at the moment, 2 different size packets of the watercolour pencils, and I'm going to do the same colours, and we're going to do the Daffodil Delight, and I'll show you. We use the watercolour pencils and we use the oh gosh, I always forget the name of these things, blender pens. So a pack of 3 blender pens for $27 at the moment. Lasts a long time. And they've got some sort of a alcohol ink inside to do the trick that we're going to do. So I'm going to do the yellow. And you don't have to colour neatly. So I'm just going to colour along his belly like that. See how messy that is? Then I'm going to use my blue. This says balmy blue, but I think it's quite dark for the balmy blue, but we're going to do the balmy blue and we're going to do the same. Down the birdie's back and in a little bit. Nice and messy, look. See, that's all I do. And the other one's going to be the green Old Olive. So Old Olive is going to go down this side. Messy, 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 messy. Should be enough. So you have those. Then you'll get your blender pen. It has double-sided. They're both the same size. And they're just like a... See, I've already used it with the green. I'll use it with the green again now. And you will... I'm just going to put you down so that you can see a little bit better. All you do is you pick up that colour and you drag it across your bird. And it colours him in. So that's why they're called blender pens. They blend your ink across. So obviously that's a close-up. So it does show a little bit messier. But when you're using it, it's not so messy. To clean it, you just, on your paper, go like that and it takes the ink off. I'm going to do the same colour over here. Same thing. I'm going to drag that colour of my bluebird up on his belly, which is always a bit lighter anyway. So there's our bluebird. Pick him up. See how it's spread across? And a bit lighter on his belly. That's the effect I like. Clean it a bit. Nothing on there really. And the same with the Daffodil Delight. We're going to just drag that colour up to the rest of the body, and it gives it a bit of a shaded look. There we go. So then we need to do the beaks. So the beaks are going to be pumpkin pie. Colour in the beak. I do these a little bit neater because they're very, very tiny and not a lot to blend. So you just sort of touch it, the beaks, to blend the ink a bit. And there we have our cute little birds. How easy is that? You know me, people out there, I'm not a big colouring fan, but the watercolour pencils work a treat. So we've got our birds. I'm now going to show you the greeting here, have the best day. So that's just one word stamp, and you're going to stamp that down on a piece of white with, I think I use the Calypso Coral, but I'll use the Balmy Blue on this one. Where's my Balmy Blue? This one. Balmy Blue. And I'm going to stamp have the best day. All right. So you see, though, that it is not in a row. We're going to do something with that one in just a moment. But to get our little shape, I have used another piece of the Designer Series paper. I'm going to pop you down so you can see a bit more. Another piece of the Designer Series paper. And I'm going to use the punch that's called Rounded Rectangle 2026. So it's a big, long rectangle. But we're just going to punch that one out first. But I don't want it to be that big. That's too big for my Have the Best Day. So I'm going to make it smaller. And you can do this with any of your punches. You like punches? Someone recently said to me that, oh, you haven't got a square punch, but you can make square shapes. And you can make other shapes that you like. So we're going to put this back into our punch, but it's too fiddly to put back in holding it, so we use a handle. A little bit of Stampin' Seal on a tiny strip of any bit of leftover cardstock you've got lying around, but it needs to be fairly narrow. So there's a bit of Stampin' Seal on the end there, yeah. Ooh, just see that little bit of Stampin' Seal just on the end there, and I'm going to put that onto my shape. Now I've got a handle. I'm going to pop it back in, and I'm going to, you know what, before I actually cut that, I'm going to show you what we did with the Have the Best Day, and all you do is chop it into individual words. See what I'm doing? I'm just chopping the words off. Making them quite small. One. Let's just zoom in. Two. Stay. Stay. V. Okay, so let's get rid of all the bits we don't want so that I get confused. And we're going to put a little bit of glue on the back of all of these. Tiny bit of multi-purpose glue, which is nearly empty. And you can see that I only put tiny bit on the back of each. Less is more with the glue. We don't want it oozing everywhere. So then I need my trusty tweezers, and I want it to go this way. So I'm going to go have. This looks like it might be the have. And I'm going to put have. The, well, that's day. The. And I don't want it to be particularly straight and perfect. That gives it a bit more character when it's not straight and perfect. Have the best day. So now I've popped that on there. Now you see I don't really want all this part up here. So let's go down again. Oh, something's happened really strange here. Okay. And we're going to pop this back into our punch all the way in. Wiggle it around until it is just the right size, and then we're going to punch. And we have a square just the right size we want. Take this little bit of a handle off, and we're going to pop that on in a moment. Let's put this card together. A bit of multi-purpose glue. I usually use double-sided tape, but that's going to take a bit too long for the video, so I'm going to use just the multi-purpose glue onto the balmy blue. And all this is flat down. You could raise it with dimensionals, but I am not going to do that today, and I'm just going to put that in the middle. And then our little, here's my tweezers again, our little, well, I'll put the birds on first. So we have our birds. There they are. They were hiding underneath. I'm going to put our birds high on top of that stamped one there, but I'm going to put it on with dimensionals. So I've got the small dimensionals here, and I'm just going to put a few behind it. Just need a few. So I've just done 4 dimensionals behind it. I just whiz these off with my fingers. They come off very easy. Some people use the take the pick tool, some use all sorts of different tools to take them off, but I just use my fingers. And I'm going to place our little birds directly over the top of the stamped image. So you can see that they're popped up. See how they're popped up a little bit there? Now we know where we can place our have the best day. It's going to go there. And this one has some twine on it. I didn't bring any twine with me right now, but I think I might be able to find some blue one in my stash to put down here to match. And of course we have our envelope, and it's going to have some birds on the envelope. The birds can be, I think the birds can be blue for this envelope. Oh, I haven't cleaned that. I need to clean it first. Get all that black ink off. And then we're going to have some balmy blue birds. Don't forget to decorate your envelopes. And make sure you do it the right way. I often do it with the label in the wrong way, so they end up here underneath the stamp. But that's okay too. You know, they know then it's handmade. So there we have our techniques for today, using your punches. And, you know, you can do all sorts of things with your punches. So I hope you enjoyed that today. We have a new Christmas catalogue coming out in 1 September. I haven't got it with me here right now. That was bad to show you. All I can show you is the cover. But go on to the website and see that there's a new catalogue coming in on the 1st of September. If you'd like a copy, and I haven't already posted you one, I've sent some out to my loyal customers, then just send me an email or go on to my website, JeanetteClarke.stampinup.net, and message me, and I will send you one out. In the meantime, enjoy my Let's Make It Monday today, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.